Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. My guest today, Coordinator of Career Services, Lauren Cole, here to talk about Career Fair. Welcome today.
Thank you.
And let's talk a little about Career Fair, an opportunity for students to meet up with employers and get that ever so important first job or internship.
Yes, exactly. We want all students to come, even if they're freshmen or sophomores. We want to start talking to internships early on. So we've got a lot of employers that'll be here. It's April 4th. It's from 10 to 2. And new location, we are in the Trojan Center ballrooms this time instead of Sartain because of the construction. So we're excited to host these employers. We want to have a great turnout from our students so that the employers will continue to recruit on our campus.
And that's one of these important things you mentioned there. It's open to everyone, even though usually traditionally it is the juniors and seniors that are looking for the potential jobs and even internships at this level. And that's one of those things, talking about internships, you mentioned that there, that a lot of students may not think that a career fair would be beneficial to them, is that internship opportunity there.
Yes, we're really seeing employers start to move in that direction. Of course, there's entry-level jobs that they're hiring upon graduation, but a lot of employers kind of want to start building a pipeline where they get a student in place that's able to do a summer internship, maybe a semester internship, and eventually they can kind of feed into that entry-level job and they're already trained. So a lot of the employers are interested in that. And then of course our juniors and seniors, this is the ideal time. Walk in a room with 40 employers, that just doesn't happen. And then on top of that, it's good practice for any student that comes in, just to practice interacting with employers.
And of course, one of the things you talk about, that variety of employers there, and we've talked about this when you've been on here before, is that sometimes some of those employers might open a student's eyes to a job possibility they didn't know about when they walk in the door.
Right. There's a host of employers that are actually hiring for all majors, that they're looking for different sets of skills, and it's not just specific to a major. And then we had one on campus earlier today, the State Department, where they are looking at different niches, but then they're also looking for any student that'll be in different internships or jobs. So it's really a variety that students should come see for themselves to see what all is out there.
And let's talk a little just briefly about the underclassmen and what their expectations of coming to a career fair is. I mean, because a lot of that is kind of career exploration at that stage, right?
It is, and it's really, the employers know that. They know that some of that is just them exploring and it's having the conversation. So it's kind of a practice piece for the lower classmen, but also leading up to the career fair, we're going to do a couple of days in the Trojan Center where we'll have a table. Students will see our emails about it. We're going to do a resume blitz. So we want students to come find out about the career fair, but also get their resume reviewed ahead of time, those couple of days ahead of time.
And now, one of the things you talk about the practice, but and something that someone may need to practice before they get there. What are some of the things they need to practice and work on before they walk in, especially those upperclassmen that are looking to impress an employer?
The number one thing is what we call their elevator speech. It's really that 1 minute memorized almost practice statement that's their professional summary. I know they might not have had a ton of employment experience, but any transferable skills they've learned with a part-time job, even if it's babysitting, if it's working fast food, retail, the things they've learned about how to be a good employee, and then a summary of what their career goals are. So just practicing that intro of what they're going to say when they walk up to employers.
And of course, another element is dressing the part as well. And that's one of those tips I know you always give, is dressing the part and making sure that if you are looking for a job, you almost treat this like it is your first job interview.
Correct. We really want the student to try to dress professionally. Just do not wear jeans, t-shirts, sweatpants, that kind of thing. Just wear the nicest outfit you have. We're opening up a career closet on campus, I think students have heard about.
Obviously.
Yeah, so some professional dress, if they need that, they can contact the Career Center and we can see if there's a size that we have on hand.
So an opportunity there for anybody who doesn't have anything on hand, they can take advantage of that career closet, contact you all at the career services there.
Can.
Now, if anybody needs to contact the career services, obviously in the build up, how can they get a hold of you? Where can they find you?
Yes, Troy Career at troy.edu, or we're in Eldridge Hall. Just come on in, 104 Eldridge. If we don't have an appointment available right then, we'll schedule you one for as soon as possible.
All right, and then once again, for anybody that's interested in taking part in the career fair, when and where?
So April 4th, Trojan Center Ballrooms, 10 to 2, and and they'll also see some info about a networking mixer the night before.
Okay.
It's going to be in Howell Hall, and we're going to have some employers on hand to do a little bit more intimate one-on-one conversations with students.
All right, so remember that's the ballrooms this time
Yes.
around is a change of venue.
Right.
It's still an opportunity to meet plenty of potential employers and take advantage of career services in the lead up to that to help get that first job or
Definitely.
internships. Thanks for joining
Yep,
us here today.
thank you.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.